welcome to an HMA and Clockwork Marketing partnered webinar. We've got a really exciting series coming up. This is the first of 4 webinars that we've scheduled, all of which are going to tap into various different elements of hotel marketing, and we'll be leaning on the expertise of Clockwork, particularly Pete and Mark from Clockwork Marketing, to deliver these sessions in collaboration with the Hotel Marketing Association. We had one last year, which was really insightful, and we had some fantastic feedback on that. So this is a continuation. Lots of good content, fresh data in particular, as we set out all of our plans for this year and how we can sort of optimize our direct bookings and the success of our hotel in the digital space in particular. Before I pass over to Pete and Mark for their presentation, I want to take a little moment to talk a little bit about the Hotel Marketing Awards. So every year, the absolute pillar of our year is the HMA Awards, and this is the 29th awards that we are running. Last year, in collaboration with Hosper, we had an amazing event at Ham Yard. We had a record number of entries. We had some fantastic categories, and it was an amazing time. Now we are collecting entries for this year's Hotel Marketing Awards. So if I'm just going to share my screen and show you exactly where to go, which is Hotel Marketing Association website, and if you just head over to awards, there's lots of information in here with regard to the how we're going to be judging it. The award categories that there are. We've got some new categories this year. So if you had previously considered entering and didn't enter in previous years, definitely check it out, because there are new, perhaps more. We update the categories every year. There's an entry form for them. There's more information about them all. And as you go down here, there's also the entry form itself for the awards. So the deadline for the submission of the awards is the 29th of February. So make sure that you've got a date in your diary well ahead of the 29th of February to get working on these. As I said, it's an absolute pillar of our year. It's a wonderful celebration of hotel marketing. So I'd encourage you all to enter and certainly have a good look through the different categories. Lots of hotels enter multiple categories, which we also encourage, because of course there's lots of different things that are happening throughout the hotel in the marketing space over the course of the year. So that is the HMA Awards announcement over. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Mark and Pete from Clockwork Marketing, who are going to take us through 3 must-do strategies for 2024.
Many thanks, Harry, and welcome everyone to the webinar. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. Do introduce yourself into the chat, say hi, and ask any questions. We'll come back to the questions at the end, but if you ask them as you go, totally fine. My name is Pete Stevens. I'm Head of Marketing at Clockwork Marketing. And as Harry said, we are doing a series of webinars. This is the first one, and there'll be lots of opportunity to sign up to the other ones, don't worry. But we are going to be doing 3 more. The Anatomy of a Perfect Hotel Website, level up your email marketing game, and get more traffic from Google. So 78% of people surveyed in the UK are planning an overnight trip in the UK in 2024. So that's a really good number. And this is up from last time. This time last year it was 69%. And on average, those planning a trip in the next 3 months, January, February, March, 58% are yet to book. So there's lots of opportunity out there for everyone for 2024. And on the webinar today, we'll be looking through some of the buying behavior and recent trends, just changes to lead times and the motivations to booking and length of stay, and what you can do about it, particularly. So for the next hour, to get most value out of it, if you'd turn off your notifications, put your phone on silent to help you concentrate. And then after today, we hope you'll end up knowing what's the right marketing to do at the right time. Through Clockwork Marketing's community, we help to build confidence and enable people to deliver great results. So let's move on with Mark now.
Good morning, everyone. So my name's Mark. I am the marketing manager at Clockwork, and I help with our community to help people to be successful, deliver the marketing, get the right confidence for certain marketing activities. So I'm going to be joined with Pete. We're going to dip in and out, sharing some insights with you this morning. Great to see so many of you joined with us. Let's start by engaging the chat with a game of word association, a bit of fun just to, get people using the chat and to start thinking. So I'm going to say a word. If you can pop into the chat anything else that comes to mind that you associate with it. So I'm going to start with my first word, which is the word chocolate. We all like chocolate, hopefully. What other words do you associate with that one? So I think Pete's already gone and put into there. Put Wonka. Anyone seen the Wonka film recently? Dairy milk from Harry. Anyone else? Chocolate. Some of you might be using, we've got Esther's put coconut in the Q&A. If you want to use the chat section, we could pop those in there. So we've got coconut. Do you like coconut as well? Cool. We'll wait for some other words to come in there. My second word that I'm going to ask for some association on is the word technology. It says that chat is disabled for everyone. Is there a way of undisabling that one in the background?
That's a very good point. I will try and work on that.
Brilliant, thank you. So Harry's going to do that one. So the other word that I will say finally to close off, Pete, you might be able to help, and I'm sure some of you will be catching up. So chocolate, technology.
Can we try with that? Possibly?
Yeah.
Might.
Yeah. Okay. So technology was my second word. Sorry. Pete's gone and put in AI. Very good.
There we go. There we are. Right. All coming through now.
Flying through now. Right. The trap bill's fantastic. Automation. Brilliant. Great. All of these words, just making us think of some things of relevance for those. Final word, UK break. What word comes to mind for that? Stay with us, Scotland, Cotswold. Yeah, all of your locations, brilliant. Yeah, spa, staycation, brilliant. Tim's gone for always Scotland. Fantastic. Good to see all of these comments coming in. Thank you very much for sharing those.
Makes us wonder what should have come through on chocolate now.
Yeah, please throw in your chocolate answers into the chat. That'd be really good to see those. We're all thinking of chocolate now. You've got a snack while you're watching this webinar. That'd be great. Right, final bit for the chat, just to see. Hopefully, you're all on this webinar for a reason, but ask you which marketing activity would you like to improve this year in 2024, and why? Why do you want to improve that particular one? Be good to see your point of view, where you're coming from. Very much in your roles, in your location, in your properties. What thing you're looking at doing. So, which marketing activity is it that is of interest to you? So Esther's gone for a newsletter, the email newsletter, more effective social ads. Good. Brilliant. Good that you're all thinking of some stuff and some sort of direction. We come into January, lots of things to think about. Some of us, maybe in situations where it could be difficult, bit of a slump, maybe. Some of us really proactively looking to get the early bookers in. So good to be thinking about the areas which we want to improve. And hopefully today we're all going to be looking at some of those things on the webinar. So as Harry mentioned, we're partnered with the HMA, with the Hotel Marketing Association, to help deliver some of the knowledge we know and the expertise that we have. We are a hospitality-specific marketing agency. We've been doing it for 30 years, so we've got a lot of insight to share with you, so that you can benefit too in your context. Before the webinar, we actually sent a pre sort of webinar quiz around, which actually sort of backs up a lot of the stuff that you guys are putting into your chat there for that answer on the areas that you want to improve. So really good. Within this webinar series, we're going to do a deep dive into the areas around your website. For those looking to get more help with it, you're doing okay, but a bit more help. Your email marketing, a lot of you not even doing. And then we've also got some people want some help around getting found in Google and search. So throughout the webinar series over the next few months, we're going to be diving into that. We're going to start making it some sort of insight for you today. So I'll pass back to Pete, who's going to give you some more consumer insights.
Right, let's start off with looking at some of the strategic stuff before we go down into the tactics. Talk about what we see as major trends for bookers. We're going to look behind the data and try and make sense of it for you. Well, they'll see each property has its own nuances. You know, you have to look at the trends in your own way as well and decide what's the best strategy for your business growth. Here's some data. This is from Visit Britain, Visit England. They publish occupancy rates for several years. This one goes back over 5 years. And you can see I put in the latest data point, which is October on the far right, is at 80%, which is very comparable to 2022 and 2019. So pretty positive information. It feels like the recovery is kind of been good in many ways. But it's not showing revenue or profit or RevPAR or ADR or any of these other booking lead times or why people are booking. But there is also information out there on that kind of information, that kind of topic. So again, this is data from Visit Britain and Visit England. They do a sentiment tracker, which they do every month maybe now. So I already said that in January to March, 58% of the people who are looking to go away haven't booked anything yet. So there's still plenty in the market. And they say 63% people say they're planning a short break. And then you see who they're looking to go away with there. So it's starting to give you some really good information that you can use to build packages and communication. You can talk about short breaks with your partner, for example. And there's a lot of more sentiment type information in their report. So people are looking for deal. So a deal doesn't have to be cheap, doesn't have to be a discount. It's more about, in our minds, packaging things up so there's no hidden surprises. So including dinner in the package, breakfast, and that kind of element. People look to spend less on eating out, looking for free things to do. That's fine. There'll be loads of free stuff around you, which is similar to the bottom left there. Planned activities, trying local food, where you'll all have that. Walking and hiking, it's free stuff that you will have around you. Visiting cultural attractions, many are free. And some of the motivations there is getting away from it all, spending time with a partner or friends, or experience something new and exciting. Again, you can use all those words in your marketing packages. There's still lots of disruption behind behaviours being really changed. There's still train strikes, ports keep on getting blocked up, queues and waiting, and cost of living, unfortunately ongoing war as well. What this seems to be leading to, I think 24 will be the same as 23 and 22, will be really late booking again. And what you do to combat that is you need to be in the market all the time. Unfortunately, it just means you need to do marketing a lot, have a really strong brand, and have a fantastic mobile-first website and booking engine. You've got your superpowers. Let's put more profit in your pocket. So the OTAs cannot offer packages. You can't package up your beautiful properties and offerings. Only you can do that. And you can draw out your USPs, like this example here from Bobby Castle, Saddles Bar and Castle. I mean, what a great package deal that sounds like. So you can create these. It really help with customer loyalty, decreasing commission and increasing your revenue. So more data that is really important to think about. 66% people surveyed are willing to pay extra for products or services from companies that are committed to positive social and environmental impact. So that's a very clear message of what people are looking for, and hotels can respond to this. We worked in partnership with the AA, and in 2023 we did a survey of nearly 500 hospitality businesses in the UK on a range of topics. One of the ones here on the right, how important is sustainability to your business? And you can see the results there, extremely important, very important, scoring highly. So it really matches up with the consumers. But then on the right, do you have sustainability accreditation? A lot of people said no or working on it, which is the same as no to me. 70% there or more, they see the importance, but they haven't. I mean, they might be doing something, but they haven't gone to the final step and got that accreditation. And that is quite important because people are searching for properties and experiences that are going to be sustainable. There's loads more data in the report that we published before Christmas, more about sustainability and diversity. We surveyed a lot about recent performance and also looking ahead to 2024. So you can download that at your leisure. A lot of what we're talking today is really about direct booking strategy. We kind of highlighted the very top level of what that looks like on the screen there. Includes your messages, marketing, websites, booking engine. It all comes together. I'm going to be looking at websites much more in a future webinar, as we said, but let's go into a bit more about messaging for now. I talked about packaging things up to combat OTAs. We think there's 3 core package types that every property should be doing. Having a signature package. This is what's special about you, really your USP. You know, if you're a castle with horses, then the example that I showed earlier, I mean, that's brilliant. Really hard to copy and looks utterly stunning and unique. Seasonal packages. So we're coming into selling spring at the moment. So having packages that sell spring with images of spring, like bluebells. And late availability. So not on your site all the time. When you only have genuine late availability, if you have it on your site all the time, people will just never pay full rate. They'll just always wait for the late availability offer. And we've been very strict there with 3. Unlike this property on the right, they've actually got 18. I'd only fit 12 on the screen. Cornish winter getaway, Taste of Cornwall, gourmet getaway, savoury summer, stay and save summer offer, Bobby's Taste of Cornwall, sleepy Sunday saver. I mean, that was just a few. There's just so many choices. I mean, they are kind of signature packages, but they've just done like 18 of them. So they're not, it's just really confusing. What's the difference between them? How am I going to make a decision? My decision is going to be, I'm not going to do anything. It's just too confusing. So other trends we're seeing, people trying to add something, try something new. Again, doesn't need to be expensive, but could be based on your USPs. We see chef demos. There's Miguel at Glass House. You know, Tao swan making. It'd be quite straightforward. Garden tours. Pig do that all the time. Spring wreath making, for example. One of my favourite examples comes out pretty much every webinar. Digital detox days at Rudding Park. What I really like about this is the way that they use language. Top right, it says the benefits. Just fantastic to see that. This is how your life is going to be different by coming on this stay. These are the benefits to you. And further down in the copy, it lists even more benefits rather than features, which are, you know, what time it's open and what, you know, what the cost is. Experiences haven't gone away. Again, you can connect these to seasonality. So hiking and rambling, you do that any time of the year. But at the moment, you're, you know, kind of tucked up with winter walks and thinking about having hot chocolate and sitting by fires afterwards, or lovely wildlife spotting. See lots of beekeeping experiences out there. Not really at this time of year. This is exciting for me because that's what I do. That's me on the right, it's my nose, and that's my son holding up some of our bees. We've expanded our bees. We've been going for about 2 years. We've now got 2 hives, which might not sound like a lot, but each hive in the summer has 40 to 50,000 bees in it. 1 queen, all the rest female workers. Our first queen is called Beyonce. The second queen is Thisbe. She's a character in Shakespeare. And a little bee fact. I'm going to always stop talking about bees in a moment. Quick bee fact. There are more bees on Earth than there are stars in our galaxy, which is pretty amazing. And that number is 100,000 million. God, there's a lot of bees. I've got about 100,000 of them. And you can go and see them at many properties. Moor Hall, Bobby Castle often do this. The Pig. You know, it won't cost a lot, but to put on, you know, not too expensive to host, but people love it. Look at that smiley person there. I always have a big smile after I go and see my bees. Signposting things that are near you is also super important. All this free stuff. You know what's on your doorstep, and you know it's beautiful where you live or where your property is. But your guests don't necessarily know, you know, where you can go wild swimming, where you're going to see the bluebells, what's the really pretty village that everyone wants to go to, where you get the nice view. Just talking about that, very important. A couple of examples as well of experiences and being, you know, in a beautiful place. Got some from my clients at Michael's, Wim Hof experiences. Also did that at Glass House. And Cornish resets, which sound lovely, encouraging people to go on the great outdoors. This is on their doorstep. They're right on the Southwest Coast Path, again, linking to a local charity, which is also a really nice thing to do, which is, and for Southwest Coast Path, very sustainable, regenerative. But there'll be loads of other environments, nature reserves, and national parks around where you are. Value added as well. I did talk about not dropping price, including things, putting the price up maybe, including dinner and afternoon tea is always good. Locally sourced food. I mean, use the pig example again, but it's their thing, isn't it? 25-mile menu. And I just read yesterday they replaced avocado. They were really worried about it because it's so middle class. Is there going to be an uproar? Replaced it with smashed peas for breakfast. And it hasn't been uproar. People love it because it's even more middle class than avocado, maybe. I don't know. There's some other example where people have just added in a little extra on the left. It is in the copy there, but one on the left has a picnic lunch included. One on the right, more of a classic bottle of Prosecco, lovely. The far right there, just a complimentary drive into town. A little bit outside of Lincoln, not far, a mile or two, but, far enough that might not want to get their car out, so use their car.
Brilliant. Thank you, Pete. Always interested and ask Pete about B questions. But all of the stuff that Pete shared there in terms of the messaging and the direct booking strategy, reflect on yourself, on your marketing plan and your strategy. Do you have a direct booking strategy written down, planned out? A lot of these messages are paired up with the data that backs it up. So all of the data around the experiences, the things people want to do, their motivations, you can find all of that in Visit England Sentiment Tracker. They change it very much with the seasonality, so you can then change your messaging to match that demand too. So we're pairing up the data with the marketing message. So really, really helpful information there, Pete. And then now what I'm going to dive into is a tactical side, how that you can start to deploy that strategy. 3 of the areas that we really find that are going to drive the most revenue are through these channels, which is your website, your email marketing, and through Google search, which is obviously where we're going to be building out of for the remainder of the webinar series. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of an introduction to each of those and some sort of thoughts to think about. So your website is probably your most important online asset. People are very important, your building, your property, but also your website. And that is going to often be the first point of contact when people look and also make their booking direct with you. So it needs to be a statement piece. There's 2 elements really that we see with your website, and lots of different moving parts, but simply broken down, it needs to be functionally good. So it has to have very good performance. Performance across different device types. So the mobile first element, we've all got a mobile in our pocket, hopefully, or right by within a hand's reach. They're so powerful nowadays with technology, so ubiquitous, moving on, that people are looking on their phones and making bookings on their phones. We're tracking the data. You're probably tracking it your side too, how many people look at your website through mobile. There's also some benchmarking that we found in our report on with the AA, so you can go download that, see how the averages look across other businesses, and then you can use a tool like this one, which is Google PageSpeed Insights. There are other tools out there where you can actually go to the link and then test your URL to find out how quick it is. And it's all impacting on Google as well in their criteria for page performance and page experience. So make sure that you have a lightning fast website, the technology that runs and underpins that, hugely important, and also that it's understandable. So all of those things that you can test out, really important from a technical point of view, which we'll dive into some stuff in the next webinar on that. The other element that we see is the creative, the visual side. So we're pairing utility with beauty when we come to creating websites. So making sure that it has got a stunning front-end design, that people can really capture the feeling of your brand and what it's like to stay with you through the colors, through the imagery, the way that you tell a story through the words. All of that is really important to start to paint a picture and frame your hotel in the best light possible, so that people have a clear path to, inspiring them for travel and to make that booking and click that book now button. And really obvious one, I'm hoping everyone on the call's got this, is just have that book now button really clear and available at all times. We've seen a number of properties that, have their website, but just to get to the booking engine or get to the booking page can be quite a task. So, I'm sure a lot of people are on there, but if you are on the call, start to look at your website, maybe even share it with a friend or with another colleague who's in a different department, and say, how easy is it to book, and how easy is it to book on a mobile phone too? Do you understand this? What do you understand by this word or the way that we've done that? So a lot of testing and seeing it from another point of view. So some really important stuff there, which we'll dive into both elements of that in the next webinar. Pete will share a link in to share that with you. I think Pete's coming in now.
Great. Well, I hope to see you on the next webinar. But we're going to talk about email marketing next. So the data, we asked you some questions before you logged in. 38% people said they're not doing email marketing. I was actually quite shocked by that. You're missing a big trick if you're not doing that. So along with a fantastic website and great Google search ranking, email marketing, I would say, is the next most important marketing tool. Social is not the next most important tool. Let's see why that is. So 90% of emails get delivered to the intended recipient inbox. You cannot say that about social. You might have 1,000 followers, you put a social post up, I have no idea how many people are going to see that. Don't know if your followers are going to see it, how many people that, you might reach the people that aren't your followers, but you're not getting your message to the people that have subscribed to you and want to hear from you. If you think about the emails that you sign up to, you're probably not exactly looking forward to hearing from them, but when you get that email in from a brand, you go, oh, it's something from whatever, Nike. I want to see what their offer is. People are expecting to see offers on emails. They're really high click-through rates and they're really low cost. And most importantly, which I've got Elon Musk on there, nobody owns email. So there's, businesses that have spent years, Twitter was around for decades. People really built up their following. Property got bought, business got bought, business model changed. I mean, I would not be on Twitter now, but it's just trashed some people's, social channel. So email is always going to be around. It is a little bit old and outdated, but it's not going anywhere. You can add loads of call to actions on emails, a bit more difficult on social. Promote specific events and offers. It's really good for brands. Personalizing messages, quite hard to do that with Facebook and Instagram. But you can test it or refine it as well. Very, very measurable. And for particularly in the e-commerce end of things, it's like selling vouchers, it has the highest conversion rate. These conversion rates are quite typical in the industry for an e-commerce type sale. So conversion rate is the percentage of people that see a message and click and then buy. So it's not how much revenue you get. You're not going to get all your revenue from email. You get all your revenue from organic. But you've got to have a lot of organic, got to have a lot of Google search traffic to get the revenue. Whereas email, you might have 1,000 people on your list, might have 5,000. Any number's a good start, but it will convert much higher. We're going to talk more about these in another webinar. We're speaking on in our series, but the main things to think about are growing your list. You cannot have enough emails, and then sending regular emails. At least once a month, and they should be really package driven. We'll talk about it in the webinar. The next one, just a single offer. It's not like here's everything that's happened in the property over winter and the staff that have come and gone and the trees that we planted. So this is the package we want you to buy. And I know your name because you told me it. I can send Harry an email. Harry, come and buy my package. Because I know you signed up to our emails.
Okay.
Hopefully looking forward to joining you on that webinar in February. Mark will post the link.
Brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, Pete sort of hit that point home. Yeah. Social's really good for your brand awareness and, engagement, but people don't really go to social to buy holidays or whatnot. It is probably an entry point, but yeah, emails are very good because it can be very targeted and specific and lead people straight to your website where they can book now and not with an OTA or another third party. more profit in your pocket. So Google. So 90% of the search engine makeup of the world is Google. They have quite a big monopoly. It's, I think, 94% in the UK. A lot more people use it compared to Bing. Those other channels for search engine and search are useful, but given the 90%, I'd put 90% of your SEO focus for search engine optimization into Google. That's where most people are likely to find and discover your business. So it's difficult, it's tricky. So yeah, as mentioned, this is an example of a hotel and their revenue tracking by channel. So the very far side, again, like I said, with social, that's not really a driver of revenue. Actually, organic is a big driver in this instance, 68%. And I'm sure a lot of you who are tracking your revenue through analytics or wherever, you'll be able to see this number, hopefully, to see which channels are driving that income for you. Now, quick tips that we're going to give on this call for Google. So Google Business Profile, it's basically your profile within the search and results page. If someone looks specifically for your business, you'll get a little panel that shows up giving your quick information. Within Google Business Profile, Pete alluded to it earlier, with the sort of millennials mostly shifting towards, paying extra and wanting to buy from businesses and brands that are, ethical and, are sustainable. There is an element where you can now add your eco certifications as a hotel to your profile. So if you have got those, talk about it. Don't keep it quiet, because that's going to show in the first instance on Google when people search for you. I'm going to give you a bit of an example on this one. If I searched, so we're based in Devon, if I search for a hotel in Torquay, usually you'll find this in the search engine results page is the hotels environment. So Google Hotels, they like to keep people off of other people's websites. But if you go inside of this, it is showing me all of the hotels here. I think there we go, 1,338 results showing with no filters, just clicking into hotels in Torquay for the date range that I was looking for there in March, or in February. I can't remember what I put there. In March, I put. Now, if I am an eco-conscious and sustainable conscious purchaser, which the data is saying about a lot of people, 60 to 70%, then I want to find someone and stay with someone who represents my values too. So I'm going to click on the filter for eco-certified, people who have completed their certification, ticked it off, actually done it, not just saying it, and they put that onto Google. Of 1,338 results, I'm left with one hotel. I think I know who's going to get that booking. And this just highlights the competitive advantage for those hotels that do have that, and how that is actually displayed in search. If you're not displaying there and you are all of those things, then there is an element very much that you can start to use here within search, not just for key phrases. Of course, we can create content and target keywords, make sure that our criteria is fitting within Google's sort of recommendations and spec. Google have a lot of factors involved, and it's often a quite overwhelming topic with search engine optimization. But this is just showing you another angle of how actually the initial point where people might discover you and see you on the search engine results page can actually can change with just the frame of mind and customer sort of behavior and attitudes and values really playing into actually something that's not only maybe a technical thing, but actually just the way that people are and behave. So some search goals to look at, and we will be looking at some stuff around keywords, how you can work with your website and content to unpack that a lot more, to drive better quality traffic to your website, to drive people with more intention to hit the book now button directly with you. But understanding Google search criteria and the elements that are really important to them. They do algorithm updates very regularly, a lot of page experience stuff that they're looking at and user experience. So how the person visiting your site actually engages with you is very important. It's not just a technical thing. We're not just optimizing for a robot anymore. We're optimizing for people. People ultimately buy your packages and bookings, not Googlebot. And then also improving your website content so that you can get found. So this is the high intent keywords and looking for people who are intending to, spend their money with you. We do get people who look around because they're doing exploring, investigation, looking for information, which is all handy and helpful stuff along the customer journey. But starting to segment and split off the different types of content for search in that way, so then you can have the right outcomes. And then finally, talk about benefits of staying with you. Again, this all fits into the end goal of actually we're targeting people here and the things that they want to buy for. So after price, people buy on benefits, sell the benefits more than you sell the features. So you can write articles about this. If you're involved in a local charity, if you're doing sustainability initiatives, if you're doing, have the availability for, barrier-free activities, events, or barrier-free rooms, write content about it and put it on your website. All of this stuff people will be searching for, and you can get that through to them so then they can see you direct. And these are all things, again, that you can talk about that online travel agents don't necessarily have that control over. It's stuff that you can put out there. So that's the next one. That's to get more traffic, high quality traffic from Google. That's on Wednesday, the 6th of March, is it? Yeah, 6th of March. So sign up to that one. We'll go into more detail. So hand back over to Pete now.
Cool. Right. The final piece of the puzzle is tracking your success. In the survey we did before the call, 61% of people on the call said they're not doing this or struggling with it. And, hopefully we can help in some way. It is the most important part. It brings it all together. And it's not too surprising that people are struggling because everything changed in, July 23 when Google Analytics went from universal to GA4. Everything had to be reset again. And there's a bit of a whole new learning curve. Didn't want to learn all about this. Got to do it again. It's got very new version of Google Analytics GA4, very similar tracking really to the old version. It is pretty buggy, but you still get the same insights that you could get from the old version. Still see which channels are driving your revenue, and you still drill down into all the content and the data behind it. You know how, and it's just perfect for tracking things like specific emails. As you can see, this email exclusive Black Friday, how much revenue generated. Black Friday Live, how much that one. Meet the Chef, how much that one got. Really, really useful to dive down and analyze your results. So we're coming to the end now, and we're going to hand back over to Mark.
Great, thank you. I hope there's a lot of information all in what we're sharing. So yeah, really good that we're recording so you can go back over it and really take it in, step away and take the stuff that applies to you. But we've shared a little bit of consumer insight data that's readily available out there. Visit England, the sentiment tracker. We shared the report as well that we did with the AA. So there's loads of other data out there that's shared. You can go onto the HMA website as well and find some insights there too. So all of it is available for you. It's just trying to now take it away, look at it into your context, and then actually see where you can plug some gaps, some of the stuff you might be doing. But just pop into the chat if you are able. Really good to know from your point of view. Maybe today we've highlighted something that you think, actually, I do need to take this away and think about it a bit more, or there is some opportunity here for us. So just pop that in the chat because, you're all in the same space. We're all working in hospitality, so hopefully just to know that, people are in the same boat. We're in the same direction, feeling the same things. Really good to know. So yeah, so some are going to go sign up to the next webinars, which I'm sure we'll share some good information on. But is it something specifically on your direct booking strategy? Is it something specifically in the acquisition part? Is it something specifically within your website? or your social, your email, whatever it might be. Really good to see. Yeah, good. So some people think about that. Again, yeah, some of this stuff you might not think, and you think, oh, there's just so much going on. Happy to have a look back and really write it down on a piece of paper. If you're able to write it down, you're more likely to actually go away and action it. And, you know, we try to make these webinars engaging so that you can actually take something practical away from it, not just that it's, you know, we come sit on it and then disappear. So do watch those back again. So we've put just a few things down that if you're unsure of yourself, some things that we want to do. So understand your customers' needs. So that changes with seasonality in terms of the activities they want to do, the people they want to go away with, the types of breaks, the length of stay, the lead time that they do their bookings with. So all of that information changes with seasonality. So understand that and also their needs. That way we can start to help and plan in our marketing in advance to see how that works. Create packages that are unique to you with your signature package. One that is your USP, something that really stands out for you. One that also is there for late availability. And then a third one that we mentioned because I can't remember what the third package was. Late availability. Oh, I think I said that one. On the seasonality, there we go. Yeah. So a season-based package. Go away and think about those three things there. If you've got too many on your site, probably look to take some back. You might be able to look in see which ones are popular and which one people are buying. And just take away that confusion and make it a much simpler process. Direct people to the things that you want them to buy. You might think that you need to fill in, you know, midweek. Create a midweek package and point people towards that. You can target them with email for that too. We've got our next webinars coming up, so we'll go into each of those elements. And then finally, look at your data. So this is consumer insight we've looked at, but also look at your data and what's working, what's not working. That way you can go away and you can start to tweak and make changes so that 2024 is successful. You're building, you're improving, and you're drawing more bookings towards you in a direct way. And that way that, you know, building more revenue in your pocket, less commission, all of that stuff that I'm hoping everyone on the call really wants more of that. So there's the next webinars. Again, it's all on the same page on the HMA website, on the event section. They've got some other fantastic events too that are coming up and going on. So keep an eye out on those. So Harry, I'm going to pass back to you. I don't know, we've got some time for questions, but over to you, Harry.
Perfect. Yes, thank you. Well, thanks very much for sharing this summarizing slide. Yes, if you go to the hotel, as it's been linked in there kindly to the events section, we do have. We're also planning a number of in-person events coming up, which hopefully going to be sharing soon. Just around, all sorts of interesting, all sorts of interesting topics. But yes, please do get yourself signed up to these upcoming ones. Obviously, this being almost a kickoff to the series, really, which I think leads us really nicely into the website piece, the email piece, and of course the traffic generation piece as well. So I just want to say a big, massive thank you to Mark and Pete for sharing all their knowledge. Really looking forward to the next one a bit later in the month. And just to wrap things up again, you know, the links are. I don't know if Mark or Pete, you might be able to share the awards entry link just in there, just one more time.
Yeah.
But that'd be. I'd really highly encourage you to do that. The committee, the HMA committee, has spent a lot of time putting that a new set of categories together that I think really reflect the state of play with hotel marketing, and we're looking forward to celebrating all the things that the whole hotel marketing community have been up to over the course of this year. So do head on over, stick a thing in your calendar to remind you of the awards deadline, which is the 29th of February at about 5:30 p.m. So make sure you're not looking at that at 4:30 p.m. because otherwise you'll have a short entry. Similarly, if there's other marketing things that you've noticed in other hotels that might not be your own, do encourage them to enter as well. One of our core values really of the HMA is just celebrating the success of hotel marketers, and obviously elevating the industry together. So I'll leave it there. We'll wrap things up. In summary, we'll be, my understanding, please confirm, Peter, Mark, but there'll be kind of a bit of a summary document, not necessarily every single slide, but a bit of a summary document that will go out, similar to the last webinar that we hosted with Mark and Pete and Clockwork. And also this will be recorded, so we'll host that on a various YouTube/video channel as and when that is uploaded. But I want to thank you all for attending. It's been a fantastically well attended event. Really looking forward to the rest of the series. And you know where we are. Obviously, you've got Mark and Pete at Clockwork with the email address there, and you've got the HMA website if you need to get in touch with anyone on our side, whether that's about membership or whether it's about upcoming events. And we look forward to chatting and engaging with you all soon. So thank you very much for attending, and thank you very much, Mark and Pete.